To get started creating this clone effect, we're going to hold Alt or Option if you're on Mac. Select our clip, move up on the timeline to create a copy. Now, if you're on the free version of Davinci Resolve, feel free to rotoscope this by hand, and if you got a couple of days to spare. Or you can hit I and O at the beginning and end of your clip. This is really not necessary here, but if you have more footage on your timeline, select the in and out points that you want to use, go to File, Quick Export, and then I use the default settings and I export to my desktop. I'll leave a link in the description for Runway ML. You can use the AI tools to rotoscope your subject. The tool you'll be looking for is background removal. If you click on it, most likely it'll take you to the screen asking you to pay, which the screen here is conveniently shifted to show you only the paid accounts, but you do have a free account, and the free account only gives you 3 projects. In order to continue using Runway past these 3 projects, you basically have to go through and delete those projects. So once you're done with your 3, you don't need them anymore, delete those 3 and you have a new 3 projects you can use. Now, if you click this video here, it will show you how you can use the 720p export that you can get within the free account and upscale it to 1080p. And so I use the magic mask to rotoscope my subject. If I select the bottom clip and hit D to disable, I have my subject and it's rendered in place. And right click, select render in place. Codec is going to be DNHR. The type is DNHR 444 12-bit. On Mac, I believe it's just QuickTime and ProRes 444 12-bit, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you check render at source resolution before rendering. Now that I have my subject, I'm going to go into Fusion. In Fusion, I'm going to grab a merge node from the toolbar. Then I'll take the output of that merge and connect it back to the media 1, creating a new merge. I'm going to select that merge and go over to the Inspector tab, change the operator from over to under. This will show that my clone is moving underneath my main subject, which is the media 1. If I click on the merge one and go back to my toolbar and grab a transform node, if I go to the Inspector tab and move on the X and Y, you can see my clone is moving underneath my main subject. And don't worry about that flickering. That's something that popped up with Davinci Resolve 19. I'm currently on public beta 3 Davinci Resolve 19. My experience, any flickering that occurs in Fusion doesn't translate to the edit page. So now I'm going to double click this to reset it. I'm going to go to frame 24, which my timeline is 24 FPS. Then I'm going to set a keyframe, and then I'm going to move my subject off screen. So when creating this animation, you want to make sure this green box here is completely out of the viewer, which is this your main viewer here. Then I'm going to go to frame 0. I'm going to double click in the parameters. Then I'm going to type in 0.5. It's going to create my clone slide animation. Now it's very linear and very stiff. So we're going to go to the spline tab. I'm going to click on transform 1. You see a bunch of different nodes here. Just click on this 3-dot menu. Then select show only selected tools. I'm going to select this icon to zoom to fit so we can see all our keyframes. Then we're going to click on this icon to select each keyframe. I'm going to right click, go to ease in cubic. That's going to smooth out our animation. So it'll start off pretty slow and then speed up towards the end. I'm going to turn off the spline editor now. Then I'm going to grab another merge node and take the output of the media 1, connect it back to the merge. And just like we did before, we're going to take the output of this merge. We're going to connect it to this merge 2. That's going to create a new merge. In the Inspector tab, change operator from over to under. Then we're going to go back to the transform 1. I'm going to hit Control or Command Space if you're on Mac. I'm going to click on the merge 3 and I'm going to hit Control Shift V or Control or Command Option V if you're on Mac. It's going to create an instance node. An instance node is the exact copy of whatever previous node that we select. These nodes mirror one another. So if I click on this transform and I change anything in the parameters, it's going to affect this one as well. So effectively right now, I'm creating the same animation with 2 different clones. To fix that, we're going to click on the instance transform, go over to Inspector tab, and where it says invert transform, I'm going to right click and select de-instance. That's going to untether this parameter from the original transform node. So then I can hit invert transform, and it's basically going to create the opposite of the animation that I created with the first node. Now I don't want these to be animated at the exact same time, so I need to create a delay. I'm going to click on this instance transform, hit Control Space, and I'm typing in time. I'm looking for the time speed node. And with the time speed node, I can go to the Inspector tab where it says delay. I can type in the frame of where I want the animation to start. So I'm going to delay this one by like 10 frames. So now I'm going to play it back. That second clone is delayed by 10 frames. Now what I'm going to do is box select all these nodes, Control C, hit Control V. I'm gonna take the output from my media out and connect it to this merge, then connect the back end merge to the media out. I'm gonna move over to my media 1. I'm gonna move up to the top here and just take that output and connect it to the different merges. And you can connect the media 1 output to as many merge nodes as you want to. These we need to change the time delay. So I'm going to time speed node. I'll change this from 10 to say 20. I'm gonna go back to this previous transform, hit Control Space and grab a new time speed node. And now I set it to 15. Now as I play it back, each clone has its own time delay. Now we need to add in the motion blur. The transform node, of course, has motion blur in the settings, but we don't want to activate that for each one of the nodes because they'll dramatically weigh down the effect and takes away too many computer resources. So click on this merge 4-1 and go back up into the toolbar and grab a transform node. Go into the settings of it, turn on motion blur. I'm gonna crank the shutter angle to 360. One transform node is going to affect everything to the left of it. And so the motion blur within this transform node will create the motion blur for the entire effect. And so now back on the edit page, you can see the animations. I'm gonna go down here now and reactivate my background clip. If you're not subscribed, now would be a great time to do so. I'm working on a music video essentials bundle pack. Here's one of the effects that will be included. It'll be a drag and drop clone effect. You'll still need to rotoscope out your subject. Just drag and drop the effect onto the rotoscope layer. You get a pre-animated clone effect. You can control the scale of how far you want the clones to go out. You can customize the animation curve utilizing the spline editor, or you can select the custom menu and select easing, and then just use the preset animation curves that are built into Resolve. More on that to come, and you can click here to get started with Fusion.